Join me as I dive deep into history to uncover the real reasons behind the White House burning down in 1812. The War of 1812 is one of those pivotal moments in American history that often gets overshadowed by more widely known events, but it's crucial to understanding the nation's early development. In this video, you'll explore the events leading up to the burning of the White House during the War of 1812, uncovering the historical context and significance of this iconic moment. One of the main reasons the United States and Britain clashed was due to trade restrictions. Britain was engaged in a long and costly war with Napoleon's France, and it needed to weaken its enemy economically. The British Navy, which was the dominant naval power at the time, began seizing American ships and cargo, claiming they were trading with France. This move was deeply resented by the Americans, who saw it as an attack on their sovereignty. Another major point of contention was the impressment of American sailors. The British Navy had a habit of stopping American ships and forcibly recruiting American sailors into British service, claiming they were British subjects who had deserted their ships. This was not only a serious challenge to American authority, but also a humiliating experience for the young nation. Territorial disputes also played a significant role in the lead-up to the war. The British were still occupying forts in the Northwest Territory, which is now part of the United States, and were supporting Native American resistance against American expansion. Americans, especially those in the West and South, were eager to expand their territory, but saw British support for Native American resistance as a major obstacle. The British Orders in Council, which effectively blockaded Europe and prohibited trade with France, further inflamed tensions. America, which was still a relatively young nation trying to assert its economic independence, saw these actions as an attack on its sovereignty. The War of 1812 officially began when President James Madison signed a declaration of war against Britain. One of the British military strategies was to target key American cities and symbols of American power. The British Navy, under the command of Admiral George Cockburn, sailed up the Chesapeake Bay and launched a massive attack on Washington, D.C. They aimed to inflict significant damage on the American capital and, by extension, American morale. British forces, led by General Robert Ross, landed on Maryland's eastern shore and began their march towards Washington. The American forces were poorly prepared, and their attempts to defend the city were unsuccessful. The British Army was far better trained and equipped, making it a nearly one-sided confrontation. The strategic decision to target the White House was not accidental. The British wanted to humiliate the American government and undermine its legitimacy. By burning down the White House, they aimed to strike at the heart of American governance and demonstrate their military superiority. On August 24, 1814, British troops set fire to several buildings in Washington, including the White House. The fire, fueled by strong winds and largely wooden structures, quickly spread, engulfing much of the city. President Madison and his wife Dolly were forced to flee, and the British troops left Washington after burning down several key buildings. The immediate aftermath of the burning of the White House was one of outrage and despair. Many Americans saw it as a national tragedy, a symbol of their vulnerability. However, it also galvanized American resolve and became a rallying cry for those who opposed the British. The burning of the White House served as a stark reminder of the nation's weaknesses, but also spurred efforts to rebuild and strengthen the country. It became a symbol of American resilience in the face of adversity. In summary, the events that led to the burning of the White House were complex and multifaceted. The combination of trade restrictions, impressment of American sailors, and territorial disputes created a volatile situation that ultimately led to war. The British strategy to target the White House as a symbol of American governance resulted in one of the most enduring images in American history. So what do you think about the events of 1812? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more intriguing historical insights, be sure to check out my other videos.